Welcome back to Que-pasa-Nashville. My name is Christina Allen, and thank you for joining us. I am speaking with the chairman, not chairman-elect, chairman of the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Raymond Arroyo. Again, thank you for being here. We were talking about the U.S. Hispanic Chamber, its impact on 4.1 million businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses in the United States, looking at the over 200 local chapters that you work with, members, and making sure that their businesses grow with relevant tools to get them to grow and continue to grow. We do know that the Hispanic population, the demographic shift in the United States, is going to be a majority. And the role of the Hispanic leaders is going to be strong. So I'm going to kind of shift it and kind of talk about you, because you have been has been recognized as the top Hispanic executive in the U.S. You were selected 2 years in a row by Hispanic Business Magazine as the top 100 most influential Hispanics, by the National Society of Hispanic MBAs for the Corporate Executive Excellence Award, by PricewaterhouseCoopers as one of the exemplary alumnus, and by Key Magazine. So you have a lot of accolades about who you are and what you do. How did you get there?
I don't know. I don't know how this happened. I'm here, and I've been always here to serve people. And if I can have a message for the Hispanic community overall, is try to give back rather than being, take in. And what I've seen is people are always, maybe it's the way to do it, I don't know, but centered on what I need. And I've always been focused on pleasing the needs of others. And I've got, in turn, much more by doing that. So all these accolades have come back for me by serving people.
But you're giving it back to as a resource or as a contact.
Well, you talked about numbers, and I just to go back for a second. So 1990, there was 20 million Hispanics in this country.
1990, 20 million.
Yeah, today they're over 60, about 62 million, give or take, depending you count Puerto Rico and whatnot, right? It's almost triple. That's about as equal as the population in Great Britain. Think about that for a moment, right, what it is. But we are not cohesive. We're not united. And we don't have a single voice. We could be so much powerful. Numbers alone actually scare mainstream America. Right. They really do. So I want to create an opportunity to continue to serve others where they say we have an opportunity to continue to grow, not just in numbers. Numbers is only one number. We can talk in politics, influence in legislative aspect in D.C.
But is that what you're doing now? I mean, is your role with the U.S. Hispanic stronger? And as you said from your president, he is be able to make those headways and move forward with the voice?
It actually is. Again, I give kudos to Javier Palomares for his leadership and influence. We have, as chairman-elect, you got me to say chairman-elect, as chairman of the board, we have access to the CEOs of Fortune 10, Fortune 50 companies, and they want to have a conversation with us about how to include Latino executives in their C-suite. They want to include the Latino in their marketplace, how to create it in the contributions that the foundations make. We as Latinos, we get less than 1% today. We don't have a voice. So as foundations are created and they disperse money, we get nothing. We get just practically nothing. So there's so much to be done. The accolades are great, but it's really how do we make that difference?
But it's a business model, and that's what the Hispanic Chamber has to do, is that it's a measurable. And as I worked for Anheuser-Busch and their multicultural initiatives from every Hispanic population, from Puerto Rican to Cubans, I mean, they got it. They see it. They see the measurables. But you're right, it is frustrating. But you mentioned something I want to tap into, is the election. We're looking at the election that's going on right now. We just had the Democratic debate, the Republican debate, and some candidates, and I'm going to be like Donald Trump, is so negative within our Latino community and doesn't realize when he says those Mexicans, it might not be me, but it's the people that are my families there, and the stereotype that they're giving us. Had the U.S. Hispanic Chamber responded with a great thing when Macy's pulled out of supporting Donald Trump products, and I thought that was very strong, because the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Javier Palomares, quote, "From the storefront to the boardroom, Macy's has illustrated how corporate inclusion and diversity is a principled as it is profitable." Love that quote. And they are proud that Macy's bold leadership will continue supporting like-minded individuals and corporations and uphold the fair. Wow, that was huge that Macy's did it, but it was huge what the Hispanic Chamber did in supporting Macy's. How do you continue to do that in what relates to the election?
I don't know if you know this. It was even bigger than that. Javier Palomares had an opportunity to meet one-on-one with Donald Trump and in New York, and through that Donald Trump promised that he wanted to participate in or asked if he can participate in the question and answers that we as the USACC have been doing with O'Malley and Hillary and at least 7 candidates today. We got a lot of negative flashback from the folks.
Was this before or after the Univision incident with the
It was sort of in between, actually after. It was after that, and there was a lot of, and ultimately Donald Trump pulled back, went back on his word. I'm not happy with anything he said. In fact, I personally wrote to Cruz, who was, because he defended the comments, and it's inexcusable what he said. And the USACC stood very strongly against those words and what division they created. So I had to struggle with what personally Raymond Arroyo believes, and then I have to make sure that it was aligned with what the USACC.
But if that's coming from a national voice, we have that coming on the local voices too, and we have to continue to fight that as we grow in numbers, in new areas. I say that with the Southeast growth, with Charlotte, Atlanta, Nashville ranked 3rd in population percentage growth, and it's growing. Right now, Davidson County is 10% Latinos. In 25 years, the population will be 34%. But those are going to be U.S.-born children. Those are my children, my grandchildren. You know, so the vitality of what they bring to Middle Tennessee is going to be strong with importing, international trade, and all that. As we wrap up, I do want to thank you for your contributions. I want to thank you for your leadership, but most of all, giving us a voice, because we don't have a lot of voices, as you said. And thank you for just taking the time to come to Nashville as business, but also as a leader within our 2 chambers, as well as all the other chambers that we all represent as minorities. So
thank you for the opportunity. There's a lot of work to be done, but I'm here to, as long as I can breathe, I can support our community, because we need it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Que Pasa Nashville each week as we talk about the opportunities and challenges Latinos bring to Middle Tennessee, and join us quarterly as we talk about our global community as well. Gracias, and we'll see you next time.